Hello everyone, it's Peter here, Piotr Fissner. How are you doing, guys? Hello. So, in today's episode, we've got a Valve HiFi amplifier, and it's a modern one. It's a JVC. I'll leave you the model in the description, so let's not focus on that. That's the series of those devices which I thought were the transformers were faulty, and that's the second device which I'm showing, which I was wrong. So, here is a small standby PCB, which then when standby is on, yes, clicked on, then what's happening is this relay is kicking in 240 volts onto the transformer, and then the whole system can boot up. Yes, so this PCB is faulty, and I'll show you what I found. Okay, so we are under the microscope. Only this time really high. Microsoft microscope is about 50 centimeters or 20 inches roughly, yes, above this. If I would take it anywhere higher, that would be not focused. So okay, what it is here is a connector, number 7 connector, yes, IC7 or whatever it's called, and here those two pins are the L and N, which we see here. Okay, so this is these two. Hold on a second, again I need to adjust the height so we will have the most crispy. Okay, it's quite crispy. So we see this is a live and comes from here, and this one goes to here, and on this we've got a fuse, but it's switching fuse. So for those who don't know, there are different type of fuses, and this is a switching fuse, so this won't blow so easily. Yes, so this is a 5 amp T5A, because T I think reflects for the time, how quick it is. Yes, is it fast or not fast or whatever, and then 250 volts. So you can Google it, you can learn more about it. Yes, just put this T5AL and 250 volts. But what I want to say is we see those fuses. So then from here you've got usually a small delay, so when you will plug in the power, yes, it's not, you can't read straight away. It has a wee delay, so you will know without looking down at the bottom what it is. For sure it's not a varistor. Yeah. So okay, here, yes, here we got live, and here goes out DC. So DC was here when I've connected, of course, after that delay, and then these are going to here, and this one goes to here. Okay, so I've asked myself, okay, that's fine, but we've got a transformer in the way. Where it is, I think here. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Yeah, so this is a 0 ohm resistor fuse. Yes, this is working fine, diode is working fine, and I was asking, okay, so why I don't have here? Maybe there is some standby, and guess what, there is a standby. If you would check, those are the fuses, there's a diode. Here is an opto isolator. Okay, so I don't know here. So as we see, the opto isolator, okay, respond for the, it's like a phototransistor and the diode. Yes, so when the diode receives a signal, for instance here from the phototransistor, then it's sending the information so the whole transformer can boot up. So we should have here 5 volts. We don't have these 5 volts, and that's the eco mode, so like a probably standby or something. So we don't have this voltage. And I've asked myself, okay, there are some diodes here. Maybe some of those diodes are faulty. Yes, so let me switch into the, I don't know if you can see. No point. Okay, so let's get back to where we were. Let's put to the diode mode. Let's do beep beep so we know it's working. Okay, so those who don't know or know, diode has only one direction of the current, which is from anode to the cathode, and the anode is without a mark and the cathode is with a mark. So then Your red probe should go on the anode to test it, okay, and your cathode should be here. So we don't have a beep. That's good, because that would mean that this is a burn diode which has a short circuit. So I've got on the reading 0.355, which is a-okay. Yes, that's a quicker diode, so like a Schottky diode or something. And this is totally fine. That's no biggie, no issue. Then when you click, when you mark it here and the opposite way, and you've got 1.8, 2.8, 3, so it's fine. Yes, you can't say this diode is bad. Now again, we've got red on the left and the black probe on the right. Let's do the same for the second diode. Look, we've got a short. Yes, and if we've got a short, we shouldn't connect it. Why? Because the current can go back, and the other way around is the same thing. So that's the fault. Yes. Now the question is, if I'll remove this diode, will I have or I won't have a short here again? Okay, so I will remove it, and let's check, let's find out. Okay, so I didn't have to remove it totally, just in case that the diode is fine, you know. Again, do we have a beep? We've got a beep. Okay, so let's test this diode. Yes, so again, there's an anode in here. Look, it's beeping still beeping. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that it's a problem with this diode, and we can say that Houston's got a problem. So this way short, and the other way rund. Okay, so we've got a faulty diode, which is I've got the long nails here, and in reality they are just okay. Yeah. I count M I see that's 260 to 60 volts. Okay. R, that's M I C. Okay. SR 260. SR260. Let me Google that quickly. We will see what it is. SR260. Will it find anything? Remote, system remote. SR260. Schottky barrier rectifiers. Voila! So we know what it is. Yes, and in that case we know what to find. That's the second symbol. It's IC. I don't know what it is, but it's okay. I could put in a theory regular diode just to check, but what we want to check instead is this. So let's get, okay. Now we had a short here, so we need to make sure that the short is gone. Okay, it's growing, that's nice. And what about the other way around? Oh, look, we've got, oh no, it's charging the capacitor, so it's fine. It was taking its time to reload from the polarization has shifted. Guys, so that's the second which I misunderstood. We got our culprit, it's a diode. Because it's a lot of alignment, you know, putting it back together and so on. I need to look for Schottky diodes, replace it, see if it will be okay, plug it in, see if I've got standby. If I've got standby, because I should have standby. I've checked, there is one MOSFET, but it's not burnt. It's okay. So only probably this diode was a culprit for the fuse to burn. And that was my misdiagnosis because of my last all faulty meter. Yes, so that's the second device. Now this device, this JVC, stays here for quite a bit time as well. Customer gave up on it. I will let customer know, of course. I'm not greedy. I don't need to have tons of HiFi at home, especially that I'm going now and having audio off grid. So, you know, what's the point of having another one? What, I will sell it? No, I will let customer know that I misdiagnosed because of the faulty equipment I had. And then I went from few jobs per week to few jobs per day, and I had to start training new people. People were failing. Finally, when I found decent ones, I've got time to catch up with all those repairs. And of course, if I can fix it, I mean, yes, and if it's worth fixing. But as you see, small components like this tend to go faulty. In subwoofer, there were 3 capacitors, just video or 2 back. Here, a small diode. Again with fuses, there was fuses as well. So those small components are preventing your favor circuitry to go down, and that's why they are made as a protection. That's a protective diode. So it's doing a good job, and then we replace only. Now imagine yourself, you've got game consoles like that, you've got TVs like that, you've got phones like that and everything, and those small components we should be able to replace all the time. That's why we're fighting for the right to repair, and that's why I've created Inte.Team, yes, Integrity Team. And that's why we will start soon the membership, which we're supposed to start in January. But now coding finally has finished, and QA only checking the code from the user perspective. And we will be doing something great, guys. We will be building more fixable electronics, and we are teaching everyone here to cooperate with us, because we're looking for 1,000 repair shops across the UK, and for many people working from home, yes, and cooperating with us. So yes, let's build 5-star rated services across the UK. My one has 95 5-star rated reviews at the moment. I'm trying to get 100. And I can say that's a huge achievement, yes, huge achievement. I'm surprised that one of the customers wasn't just dodgy, yes. There was one review which wasn't planned, and I just reported to Google. I said, look, I can show you my whole booking system. That person had never ever had a repair at my repair shop, and I don't care is it positive or negative, it's just not my review. And I've reported, and they took it down. Yeah, so I would have one more, but who cares? I don't care. I want to have genuine reviews. And you know, at the end of the day, we should be fair with each other. And because of those small components, it's worth to learn and worth to fix electronics, because you can make someone happy. That's it in this video. It's 13 minutes, lucky number. For some, not. If possible, let's fix them all, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.